If I'm looking at price, this bullish push isn't that bad now. I'm not gonna lie. If price actually maintains this bullish push here, we can actually see price continue to go higher. This looks really good. We already had the indication and the correction. Now price is continuing to go up. So from here, honestly, we could even see price continue to push up towards these highs. So that does look really good. Let's see how price does in the next couple of days. I think this is really going to be good, honestly, for buys up to the upside. So let's see how these buys turn out. What I'm going to do is, since we already have our indication on our correction and price is now continuing, right? What we could do, let me scale down to that 15-minute time frame. Let me see if I can see. No, there's no any structure there. 5-minute time frame, there's a little bit of structure there. I don't want to, it looks good to take buys, but I don't want to rush anything, especially after this last trade that I got into. I don't want to just instantly flip my bias and just go in and jump in. So what I'm going to do in this standpoint is kind of sit back, see what price is going to do. The volume kicked in a couple minutes ago. Yeah, a couple minutes ago. It is 9:56. Let's see how price progressed throughout the day. Let's see if we can get another higher low. If we get another higher low, then we can then take a buy up to these highs. But like I said before, when I sold, this was New York session when I sold, right? It sold off from this level right here. Sellers kicked in, pushed price down to here. Sellers kicked in that same Friday and pushed price down to here. It stopped here, right? So buyers kicked in back at this level. So it's cool. It is what it is. And then, you know, we had that Trump stuff, but as you can see, buyers just ended up pushing off of that level, and then news brought in the most volume. So all this volume is coming back from that news. There was a small correction in the market right here, and now price is trying to build off of that and continue to go higher, which is something price is you know, usually doing, is just kind of like building off of the volume and momentum that comes from the economical states. It comes from the economical, bro, why can I not talk? It comes from those things, and those things bring volume to the market. So now we have a lot of volume going on. A lot of people that are looking to put their money into some assets, looking to put their money into something, because you know, people are fearful. People also want to make a quick buck. So people know that gold and silver and platinum and all these different things are going to bring them funds if they start getting into it. So most people come in late. So with all this being said, this war news kicked in. It kicked in last night, and then it pumped. So now that the market is actually open 20 minutes ago, now this is for everybody to trade, right? Most people can't trade pre-market news, right? Or some people already probably had in some buys, a large amount of buys at the end of session, right? So all this that we see now on this blue side is just a bunch of people trying to put themselves into the market due to the fact that price is bullish, right? Price is now bullish. So you're going to start to see like a lot of movement up and down of price trying to fight to go higher, because when it's fighting to go higher, that's people just slamming in buys. Think of it like that. People are just slamming in buys, right? And then the smart people are actually closing their trades and trying to sell, or trying to close out of their trades and basically take their partials or take their profits or whatever the case might be. And this is essentially what trading is. Like when you're buying price until wherever level the sellers are going to be, and you're swapping your trade at that level. So the buyers that were buying from this level all the way up to this level are looking to sell price at this level or sell their trade at this level. Now, if it's a mass amount of buying pressure, that would instantly give you that break. That's why you see whenever price breaks out, it kind of breaks out really strong, because that means that the buyers that are buying price up, they have no what's the word? They have no intentions of stopping at this level, right? But now you see prices stopping at this level and it's not going any higher right now in the current time, right? Oops, let me go ahead and slide this back down. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in for you guys. So as you can see here, price is struggling at this level. Now, this doesn't mean that it's going to struggle for long, but it just means that price is looking to push higher, but it just needs to kind of, you know, chill back and see what price is going to do. And buyers are trying to get that momentum, get that volume to push out of this level. So this is why we wait for things like this, because you never know, sellers can kick in super strong, push price up. I'm at push price down, so it could do the same thing here. So that's why we wait for that breakout. Once that breakout happens, people call it a retest, but in some scenarios, what price tends to do, in my eyes, is it will do something like this. So let's go ahead and take this, let's delete this, right? Price will end up eventually doing things like this, and I've seen it countless of times out of my 5 years of trading. I've seen price, it'll make a bullish push. Once it makes that bullish push, it'll push down. People will think that this is the retest, but sometimes price can push all the way down to these levels, make a higher low, and then build back up and build higher. That's actually what kind of happened here in some people's eyes, right? If we go here back to the 4-hour time frame, this is actually what price did here, right? Let's go ahead and delete this. As you can see here, price had that same structure, boom, low, and then price tried to push higher, failed to go higher, and then came down lower. But when it came down lower, it failed to go any lower and made it a higher low, because this is the last low that we have, and then this is the higher low. So what the plan should have been was to wait for price to break this low instead, right? The price should have been broken this low, but you know, you're not always going to be right. Last year was a very good year, so I cannot come into this year thinking everything is the same thing, right? As you can see, Trump came in with some crazy news for us. So obviously we know that this year is going to be a little bit more different than last year, right? Every year is different, got to treat it differently, right? Same market, different setups, different scenarios, right? And as you can see here, price is looking pretty bullish above this level, above this high where you see that these were sellers here. Now price is above that level, buying, right? The last level of higher low was here. So price can potentially play down to this level if it wants to, and then continue back up if it wants to, right? So let's just be cautious. Let's take some smart trades. And yeah, I'm back to proper risk management, because I know you guys are going to be like, bro, you should never full margin. People are going to be like, people are watching you. But once again, this is just me documenting my trading journey. This is, well, not even trading journey. This is just me documenting my trades for the year, and just basically showing you guys what I like to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and scoot this down so you can see. But this looks really good for buys. I should have just stuck with my first analysis that I put on Twitter, but it is what it is. As you can see, once again, it is 10:02. And the volume, as you can see, is kicked in a bit. You can see that price is building that higher high, which is really good. So let's see if we can get a higher low and then enter price for a buy, and then continue to see price go up.